What's up, guys? Olubu TV here in the house, and this is me, Diamond David, representing the channel for this specific video. This is episode 7 of my top 100 verses series, where I count down the top 100 Bible verses ranked by their search volume on the internet. Today, I'm doing verses 70 through 66. If you haven't watched episodes 1 to 6, do that so that you're caught up if this is your first episode. If this is your first video to the channel overall, please make sure to do all of the things that people tell you to do these days on YouTube for the channel. You know what you need to do. And let's get started. Number 70 is Acts 17:11. KJV, this means King James Version of the Bible, reads the following. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily, whatever those things were so. NIV, that means the New International Version of the Bible, reads the following. Now the Berean Jews were of more noble character than those in Thessalonica, for they received the message with great eagerness, and examined the scriptures every day to see if what Paul said was true. Now, obviously, that was a very long verse, especially the NIV version, and it lists a lot of things. However, the main message comes from the phrase in the middle of the verse about them being excited, being eager to receive the message. And I've written down some notes for each of these 5 verses. And the note for Acts 17:11 is, be eager to be a believer. There's a rhyme. And basically what that means is that these Berean Jews, these people who were receiving the message, as it says, they received it with great eagerness, great excitement. That means they were excited. They were happy to read the word. You know, that feeling like when you get a new phone, when you get a new car, they were that happy just to read some verses from scripture. And we don't see that recreated that much in modern society, in modern Christianity to themselves. Most modern Christians keep to themselves when reading the Bible. And while this does have its benefits, it also has its drawbacks. One of them being that it just doesn't allow for much socialization, because the religion of Christianity was founded partly on the basis of socialization, being able to connect with others. But more than that, it was to do it while having fun with yourself. And that's what this verse teaches us. So that's why people search for, which actually says the people are listening to its message. Number 69, Matthew 16:18, KJV reads, and I say also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. The gates of hell shall not prevail against it. NIV reads, and I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of death will not overcome it. So the note that I've written down in my notebook for this verse reads, the church is strong. Very simple, very short, but very sweet as well. Far shorter than number 70, but still carries what I would say a more powerful message, you know, if it ranks above it. And the reason why is because of its message, which is about the church itself, the spiritual embodiment of the Christian church that was founded in Acts. And this foreshadows it because it was featured in Matthew. But the message, like I said in my note, the church is strong. It talks about what the church is. It is the body of all of us Christians. They specifically mention Peter. Jesus, these are some of Jesus's words. He's talking to Peter right now. That he's a part of the church. He is technically the church, because the church, the holy church of Christianity, it lives inside every single believer who gives their life to Christ, not just physically. It's a place where they go to convene with him, to meet with him, to talk with him. And that can include us fellow brethren talking to each other too. Fellow brethren talking to people who aren't part of Christianity yet. And so it also mentions how the gates of death will not overcome it, the gates of hell. Basically, because of all this cooperation that we have, anything the devil throws at the church, it's just going to bounce right back in his face, because it's not going to have any effect on us. Number 68, John 1:3. KJV reads, all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. NIV reads, through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. Very powerful, eye-opening verse indeed. And the note reads, a new perspective on the creation. That was from my notebook. And like I said, it offers a new perspective on what began the whole entire universe, what began the whole entire Bible, the creation of the universe by God's hands. This is a kind of pseudo retelling of that in the first chapter of John, and the reason why it ranks here, in my opinion, it's because I know that for many people, it offers a new perspective to them. It talks about the Word, that means the Bible itself, in a spiritual embodiment, of course. The Word of God was here with God. It was God. It was creating the universe together alongside Him. It's like shooting using a camera to shoot a scene in a film, in a Christian film. But then they shoot that scene again. And you might be wondering, well, why do they need to shoot that scene again? They already did. But this time, instead of shooting it from the front, they shoot it from the side. They shoot it from the back. They shoot it from a new angle that you didn't see originally. And it shows you something new. And John is essentially what is that to the camera that is shooting that new angle. It is doing something that Genesis didn't do, and that's telling the creation in a new light. Number 67, Hebrews 12:1. KJV reads, this is a long verse, wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight, and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. NIV reads, this is a really long verse. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. So this verse, if we take to my notes again, in my notebook, it reads, perseverance and prosperity. In our Holy Hill of Zion Church, which I'm dedicating this video to, the whole entire series, in fact, the theme of October in our church is perseverance and prosperity. And this verse perfectly embodies that. Those two things. Perseverance. It literally mentions it in the NIV version of this verse. Just having the courage to keep on going, keep on moving forward, to make sure that your legacy is well kept, like cryogenic freezing. Just making sure your body is well preserved, well kept for, like, some people say 1,000 years, some people say 100. The point is, it's meant to be something that always makes sure it stays fresh. With that being the faith that we have in God, we need to preserve it. We need to make sure it perseveres from the beginning of our lives when we do accept that faith to the moment our lives end with it. And essentially we ascend to heaven. And prosperity is that we're given an abundance of reward if we win this race. That means dying happily and going to heaven to be with God forever and defeating the devil and the hell that we were originally sent to. That means the prosperity that we get. And we shouldn't ignore the great, surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses. That means hearing all these things at the same time, it confuses your mind screw. We need to throw off everything. That means we need to take off everything that we're carrying that we don't need to carry. And finally, number 66, Philippians 4:6. KJV reads, be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. NIV reads, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. This is a very iconic verse. I personally say it's probably one of the my personal top 10 favorite Bible verses of all time for a number of reasons. And considering it's number 66 here, man, have I come a long way since the start of this series. Many people would agree with me because, this is the internet we're talking about here. The notes on my notebook reflect this perfectly. It says simply, pray to God about everything. Need I say any more? That's probably the most simplistic but most powerful message in all of the Bible. You don't need to understand it for at least maybe 10 seconds. It's just telling you something so simple. Prayer is the main way we communicate to God, and obviously, you should pray to God about everything in your life. Simple. But the reason that strikes a chord with so many people is because that's actually the first time they're discovering it. That message is so well forgotten in modern Christianity. Nowadays days, we're never praying to God about anything. We're never praying to God about, we only pray to God when we're in trouble. Stuff like that. When we're in trouble, when we're in danger, we're facing depression or something like that. But we never pray to God when we're happy. We never pray to God when we just want to thank him for all he's done for us. Like the birthday party we just had, or the new TV or phone or car we just bought. I know there are a lot of people who do that, but I'm just generalizing here. It's something that needs to be seen in Christianity everywhere, but is somehow seen nowhere. And for many people, this is their wake-up call. This is telling them, okay, I need to be the best Christian that I can be. And that starts with taking everything to Jesus, taking off my struggles, taking off my successes, and talking about them with God, because that's what you need to do, so that you can truly call him your father, truly call him your friend, somebody who was always there for you. He's just waiting for you to say the word, and he's going to be super patient. He's not going to get angry or anything like that. That's the beauty of being a Christian. So thank you for watching. This was episode 7. Make sure to go do all the YouTube stuff, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'll see you in episode 8 if you're going to continue with this series, which is going to be verses 65 to 61. This is Olubu TV. We're out of the house. Me, Diamond David, having represented this channel for this video. Thank you.